First of all, I do apologize for any booms you might hear. Those are going to be like notifications and everything that come in. But I wanted to come on here because to follow up on a audio vid that I did while I was waiting for the bus the other day, and I do apologize if you guys didn't hear too much or didn't understand too much there. I had people in the background talking loud and stuff, for some unknown reason. And everything. Of course, you had vehicles going back and forth, so I do apologize, but I stick by what I said in there. First of all, as I said, not a lot of people kind of agree that, Loona earned this moment. Some feel that she didn't earn it, some feel she's, not genuine and sincere and everything. But, as I've said before, I think the timing was perfect, and I do believe she was sincere. I do believe she was genuine, because as one person pointed out on the Has Been Hotel Helluva Boss Facebook page, because that's why I linked this to as well, or at least I copied and pasted the link to the video over there. One person said that, potentially one of Blitzo's last words, or would have been last words, was, to Moxie and Millie to tell them, take care of Loona. Basically, it was, to quote, the line was just, and then he pauses and then says, take care of Loona. Because that's all that really mattered to Blitzo. It's like he's telling Moxie and Millie, screw the business, your main priority is take care of my daughter. And then that's basically what helped break whatever remain of protective walls and everything that Loona had. It helped break them down, because now, she's realizing that, yes, Blitzo does love her. He does care for her as if he was, or as if she, I should say. It's early. I do apologize. It's early. But as if she was his legitimate blood daughter. And that's why she said what she did. That's why she hugged him when she said she loved him, and why she now smiles around him a little bit. And I want you to notice the one thing about her smiling, too. It seems that her eyes glow, when we see this. We saw this when she was having a positive interaction with Octivia. We see this after both of them take Stolas home and everything to stay with them. We see this. And it shows that she's letting those walls down. She's let that wall down. She's letting herself be welcomed in, into other people's lives, as well as welcoming them in, which I think is really cool. So I honestly don't think the timing was too soon, and I think she was genuine and sincere, despite what some people may say, because I'm sure a lot of us have heard that already. And as I've said before, the reason I don't watch the episodes as much as I would want to is I live in a Christian household, and I live with people that basically the timing would be, hey, I'm watching it, and all of a sudden they would come in like, what are you watching? What's this? What's that? And everything, so I don't want to take that chance. And I hope a lot of you understand. So that's why I go off of what I hear on social media, like Twitter, Facebook, and here on YouTube. Now, a lot of people wonder, what does this mean for Loona? Is her character growth going to be, even bigger? And as I said in the previous audio video, I think yes. I think her character growth is going to get better. It's going to develop more. And I believe over time she's going to develop a sisterhood, not just a BFF, best friends forever, camaraderie, if you will, with the likes of Millie and Octivia, but I think she's also going to develop a sisterhood with her, because Octivia obviously is going to see the truth. Well, she does see the truth, but she's going to want to be supportive of her dad, and she's going to want to be with him. And Loona, let's not forget, she has that book. Unless they return to the Stolas, she has the book. Her and Blitzo, they have that spell book, that portal book, which she can open portals in, and she can not just between hell and earth, but within hell itself. So she could legitimately open a portal to where Stella's, not Stella, but to where Octavia's at, and bring her over. That's potentially possible. But to me, Loona having this moment with Blitzo again is part of her character growth. It's part of her character development, and basically the fact that it's going to allow her, should the third season happen, which all signs point to the fact that it will allow her to, as I've mentioned before, open the door and allow others in, and befriend them. And that's why I said, I think one of the things we're going to see potentially in season 3, or in the future of Loona, basically, is her, becoming BFFs with Millie and Octavia, if not developing a sisterhood, because by doing so, she's not only opening herself up to them more like she does with Blitzo, but she's now willing to kind of understand them. I mean, let's not forget, she was reluctant in the previous episode to watch Moxie, or to watch Mox, if you will, while Millie and Blitzo were going ghost fuckery, if you will, or ghost fuckering, if you will. Excuse my language, God. She was reluctant, but then when Millie was begging her, just pleading with her, being sincere about, hey, I need you to watch my husband. He doesn't do well without me. He doesn't do well with somebody being there. You can kind of see those walls break down a little bit. Like, she was reluctant, but she's like, oh, okay, I'll do it. And even though she says, hey, don't expect this to happen again, after what we saw here with Mastermind, this episode 11, you're going to see her and Millie connect more. I just have that feeling. Because even though in that previous episode before this, she says, don't get used to it, again, like I said, you're going to see more of it over time. And I think season 3 will be a Loona-centric, I wouldn't say mainly a Loona-centric season, but she's going to be more prominent, if you will, after this. There's no doubt about that. And a lot of people are wondering, like, well, why wasn't she prominent, in season 2, like she was in season 1? Because season 1, she was prominent, kind of like 50-50 from what I understand. Season 2, it's like, it kind of decreased a little bit, but it increased towards the second half. And the reason basically being is because the not EA, but the VA, the voice actress, I think her name is Erica, correct me if I'm wrong, the voice actress had to leave temporarily because her boyfriend had basically her boyfriend had basically took himself out of the picture, let's put it that way. And because it was such a personal and because it was such a mental and personal situation, Vivziepop, if you will, allowed her time away. That's why we didn't see Loona as much. Like, we'd see her on screen, but you didn't speak, because of the fact that Erica was out due to this situation. And when she finally was given, and afterwards, when she finally came back after being given all that time to kind of like, let things, I guess you can say, let things kind of settle in, let things kind of, cool down and stuff. That's why all of a sudden you started seeing more of Loona speaking and having a role and everything over time. And that's why season 2, in a sense, took a lot longer than season 1, because of situations like that. Now, will season 3 take as long? I don't think it will. I mean, I don't expect season 3 to debut next year. Well, if it does, I expect it to debut maybe around mid to late 2025. I would say late summer, early, not late summer, but yeah, I would say around midsummer to mid fall is when I would expect season 3 to debut. That's just my projection. The latest I would say would be New Year's 2026 at most. But yeah, for anybody that's wondering, that's why we didn't see Loona as much, and that's why, even though I think the timing was right, I think if you take everything that they've gone through over time in the past 2 seasons and combine it together, the moment was perfect. The moment was, the right moment for it to all take place in. Now, again, do I think season 3 is going to be Loona-centric? Do I think it'll be Loona-centric and all that? I think primarily Loona will have more of a prominent role in the season than she's had before. And I think you are going to get a lot of very Loona-focused episodes and stories, as we march through season 3. I really do. I think you get more of those, moments, as time goes on. And I think, what we're going to get is not just more of a bond ship, more of a bonding ship, if you will, between her and Blitzo as father and daughter. But like I said, I think we're going to see her bonding and getting a lot closer with Millie, doing the same with Octivia, Mox to an extent. In fact, I'm not going to be surprised that when she starts bonding with Millie, she'll reference back to the previous episode where she was watching Mox for Millie and kind of saying, hey, you having me watch him and everything kind of opened my eyes as to why you care about him, and kind of helped me, let my walls come down a little bit more when it came to my dad. I can see Loona telling Millie that, referencing, her watching Mox during the ghost fuckery episode, and it kind of saying that kind of helped her let her walls come down just a bit more when it came to her dad, Blitzo, and how it really helped just, break him down when he told them just take care of Loona in this recent episode. So I can see that being like a reason as to why her and Millie will bond a lot more along with Octavia. And you know what? I'm not going to be surprised. I'm not going to put it past them because, we see it with Blitzo and Stolas, that relationship. I'm not going to be surprised if maybe we do get a bit of a lesbian, intimate, moment here and there between Loona and Millie, or maybe Loona and Octavia, or heck, maybe Loona and Beelzebub, Queen Bee, Kesha's character. I would not be surprised if that happens. I would not be surprised if we get a moment like that. Because again, we're getting this moment between Stolas and Blitzo from the very beginning up till now, and seeing how that relationship has kind of gone up through its ups and downs in development and growth. I would not be surprised, even if it's a one-off, that we see Loona have a moment, kind of get it on with Octavia, have a moment, kind of get it on, maybe in a drunken stupor or something like that with Millie, maybe if it's just a kiss. I wouldn't be surprised to see the thing with Beelzebub, Queen Bee, Kesha's character. But we'll have to see. Now, we don't know what the next episode is going to be. I think there's a trailer out or something, for it. But I will say this, going into season 3, whatever happens in season 2 is going to really build towards it. And you can already see that there's going to be a divide, when it comes to the 7 deadly sins. There's going to be like some kind of a divide where you have B and you have what's the other one? Omerus, the other guy. Oh, it starts with an O. The name starts with an O. Correct? Let me know in this. Let me know in the description. Oh, not in the comments. But you can definitely tell that there's a divide starting to form, and I would not be surprised if the finale for season 2 that leads into season 3 continues that divide, where you have, some members of the 7 deadly sins siding with, the lower class, the lower tier, if you will, that, Blitzo and Loona and Millie and all of them are part of. I would not be surprised if you see that, more so than you already have. While they go up against the higher tier that thinks, oh, you're all beneath it, you're nothing, and all that. You're not worth our time. We'll just wipe you out and everything. I would not be surprised if we see that division happen even more, and maybe even through that division we get that moment between B and Loona. Now, speaking of B, I think that moment's going to come because it's going to become obvious to B that Loona has a thing for Vortex. And I think she might even suggest a threesome, and then that's kind of how we might get it. We might even get it on its own. We'll see. But I do expect something between them to happen. I do expect something, maybe, if not that, I do expect something to happen between her and Octavia, and maybe a little something between her and Millie. Again, just just my thoughts on what I think is going to happen in season 3 with Loona. Because again, even though it won't be so Loona centric, I do believe she's going to be very prominent in a lot of episodes going forward. I really do. But yeah, I think this was, to follow up on the previous audio video, I think this was a good first step for her and all that. I do believe it's the first good step for her in letting those walls come completely down, seeing that Blitzo is willing to put her well-being before the business, before, trying to make a name for himself and all that. So I like that. And I think it's going to continue to get, that relationship's going to continue to grow. And I think going to season 3, like I said, it's going to get big, it's going to get better, it's going to get more emotional at times. And again, I'm definitely going to look forward to her creating a bondship, a kinship with Millie, Mox, Octavia. Millie and Octavia, kind of like a sisterhood, and then maybe even having some LGBTQ intimacy. Maybe even just a kiss between her and Millie, her and Octavia, her and B, and maybe even a threesome with her, B, and Vortex. You don't know. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. But let me know what your thoughts are, guys. What do you think Loona's role will be in season 3? How I guess you could say, how focused do you think Loona will be in season 3? Do you think we'll have a Loona-centric, maybe not mostly, but do you think we will have a Loona-centric season to an extent going into season 3? Do you think we might see some of the things that I've mentioned between her and B and Vortex, or her and B only, her and Octavia, her and Millie? Do you think we'll see her develop a sisterhood, a BFFness with Millie and Octavia? Let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are. Also, let me know if we'll start seeing that divide, maybe starting in the final episode of season 2, that divide occur between the 7 deadly sins, and some of them, like B and this other guy, I think Omas or whatever his name is, correct me in the comments, siding with the lower tier, like just the likes of Blitzo and all them, going up against the higher tier that thinks, oh, we're better than all of you. Let me know. Let me know what your thoughts are down below. Comment if you like the video, ring the bell for notifications, subscribe to the channel. Links are in the description where you can find my content elsewhere here on the internet. Also check me out at divernot.com/BVW1979. Also, check me out at my Teespring store. Link is in the description at the bottom. Click on the link there to get yourself some great Christmas gifts that you can't get anywhere else. And yeah, that's really about it, guys. But give me your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you have to say on this. And until then, I am out.